I would be surprised because I don't, we haven't done that in a while. There's certain parts of the game that, we need the one-on-one. We need a guy to make a play. But to have an entire game of that, I would be very surprised.
When you've got 11 players strong, I mean, what kind of adjustments can any team make to take you guys
There's
out?
quite a few. Quite a few. We got to be ready for the fight. We got to be ready for the physicality of the game. We got to understand, Nathan, how we played in Game 2. Everybody here, made a history, talked about our history in Games 1 and big deal out of it. So we got to remember and use that and think about how we came out in Game 2 usually like gangbusters and was ready to compete. So they're going to do the same thing. And we got to meet the same physicality, the same energy, the same speed with our speed and play in a desperate mode as we did in Game 1.
Any word on VanVleet?
He's going to be a game-time decision. He went through shoot-around this morning, so we're going to see how he feels.
What's the central message you sent to the players being up 1-0?
That was it. That was it. We got to remember how we felt after our history of Game 1s where, everyone made a big deal out of it. And we seem to forget our Games 2 weren't that bad. So, again, it's a 7-game series. But, again, we got to know that they're going to come out in desperate mode. They've been here for a few days and listening to everybody build us up and all that stuff, and we can't fall for it. We got to come out with the same mentality of toughness, physicality, and be ready for confrontation.
Is that part of the adjustment, Dwane, of being not just a division-winning team, but the #1 seed and a team that has won Game 1 that is expected to kind of win it in maybe a different way?
Again, it's a 7-game series, Bruce. That's the most important thing to remember. But again, knowing the intensity they're going to come out with and being ready mentally to understand that. I think that's the main thing. And we can't get relaxed and start believing the hype that, hey, no. It's a 7-game series. We're playing against a non-traditional 8th seed, a very talented 8th seed, well-coached team. And, for whatever reasons, injuries or whatever, they fell to the 8th spot. But a very talented team, a team that played us evenly throughout the year, and a team that, is going to come out with some pride. So we got to understand that going into the game.
When players say that Game 2 is going to be Game 7, is that more of a comment on the level of physicality they're bringing, the level of focus?
That's it. That's it. The intensity of the game, and again, if we got to talk about intensity at this time of year, we are, you're not very good. If we got to come out and talk about it, playing hard, but again, you got to understand the speed. They're going to take it up another level. The team that's in a desperate mode and coming into your building trying to steal a game from you.
When you see Cleveland lose, Philly lose, I mean, is that pretty much a red flag?
No question. It should be. It should be. It should be a wake-up call to say, hey, anybody can beat anybody. At this time of year, what Miami did to Philly last night, just went and beat them up. Wade had an out-of-body experience last night, and so we can't let them come into our building and do that to us. We've got to come out with a sense of urgency as they're going to.
Wait, what goes wrong when your guys when they turn down open shots? Like if they're challenging certain guys to shoot, what goes wrong if they don't take those shots?
What goes wrong is you're probably not going to get a better shot than that shot you just turned down. And sometimes, Michael, it's a lot of different reasons why the defense gets there a little quicker than you thought, or you may think they're a little closer than they are. And you look back on the film, and, hey, I turned down a shot. So that's a hard thing to do. You just got to be shot ready, especially this time of year. And sometimes that pass is not on time, on target. And I call it throw you a dying quail. And you have to wait for the ball to get there, and all at once there's, the defense is there. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, but most of the time, if you turn down that shot and take a dribble, a pump fake, and try to reload, just probably a worse shot than the first one you just turned down.